Hey guys, welcome to Homework Help for Year 5 Term 4 Week 2. On page 7 we have this table and so we have to work out one of the three variables, either the speed. Let me see, either you work out the speed or you have to find the distance or the time. So they will give us, in each question, they'll always give us the other two and ask us to find the third variable. So let's see how we're going to do this. I'm going to draw a triangle that's going to help us work it out. So we have, distance on top, speed times time. So if you want to find the speed, you cover up the speed and you say, okay, well, there's distance divided by time. So speed equals to distance divided by time. And let's say you want to find the time, or let's say you want to find the distance. So let me just rewrite this. Actually, let me redraw this. So suppose you want to find a distance, you cover up the distance, the d for distance, and you can see that it's going to be speed times time. So distance equals to speed times time. And lastly, I'm going to put the distance back in here. If you want to find the time, you cover up the time, and you can see that it's distance divided by speed. So time equals the distance divided by speed. Okay, so let's use this and work things out. So in the first one, we're asked to find the speed. We're given the distance and the time. And what do? We say the distance is divided by time if you want to find the speed, right? So we take the distance, which is 20, divided by the time, which is 4, and that gives us 5. The unit is kilometers per hour. So kilometers per hour. Let's do one more. The next one, we take distance, which is 35, and we divide it by the time, which is 5. So this would be 35 kilometers per second. In 5 seconds. So 35 divided by 5 is 7. So the unit is kilometers per second because here it says second. Okay, next one. Let's look at this one here, and we're asked to find the distance. Okay, because the distance is missing here. Okay, so distance, you're going to use this formula here. Distance equal to speed times time. So speed, which is 10, times time, which is 3. So 10 kilometers an hour for 3 hours. So that will be 10 times 3. That gives me 30, and the distance will have to be measured in kilometers because this is kilometers here. Okay, the next one will be 6 times 4, which equals to 24, and this one's in meters, so we put meters, and so on. Now if you want to find the time, you're going to use the last formula, and we say time is equal to distance divided by speed. So let's look at there. To find time, we're going to do distance, which is 40, divided by speed, which is 5. So 40 divided by 5 will give me 8. And because it's a time, we need to think of terms of hours or seconds or whatever. In this case, look at here, we can see the seconds. So we put 8 seconds. We'll do one more. The next one, we're going to say 21 divided by 3. That gives me 7. And the time is what? In terms of hours. So we put hours. And the rest of it is just different things, so you just have to work it out yourself. Now, don't forget there's a question 2 down here. Some people miss this. Tamsin runs 28 kilometers in 4 hours. At what speed was she running? So we have a distance and we have a time. We're asked to find a speed. So speed equals to what? Let's go back up here, look at the speed. So to find the speed, we're going to do distance divided by time. So we do distance, which is, so that's distance divided by time, and that's equal to 28 divided by 4, which gives us 7. Speed is 7 what? Kilometers per hour. So 7 kilometers per hour. Done. There's your answer. Next page. Now, next one says Nikolai ran at 12 kilometers per hour for 2 hours. How far did he run? When it says how far, that's asking for the distance. So remember, distance is equal to speed times time. I'll draw the triangle so it might help. Okay, so distance, so that means we got to do this times this. So 2 times 12, that gives me 24. And because of the distance, it'll be in kilometers. Okay. Next one says, Arn cycle at 10 kilometers an hour for 30 kilometers. How long? So if you want to find a time, you got to do, you cover up the time, you say distance divided by speed. So distance, which is 30 kilometers, divided by speed, which is 10, and that'll give me 3 how long? We need to say 3 hours, because this is in hours. Alright, question 5. A plane flies for 4 hours. So we got time and we got speed. Okay, so if you want to find a distance, you do speed times time. Okay, work it out. How fast was Ken driving if he traveled 450 kilometers in 5 hours? So this will be distance and this will be time. If you want to get the how fast, the speed, then you do distance divided by time and get the answer there. Okay. Next one, a racing car driver completes 1 lap of 600 meters course at an average speed of 50 meters per second. Alright, so this is a distance and this is a speed. What was his lap time? So it's asking for the time. So time is equal to distance divided by speed, and that's equal to 600 divided by 50, cross out the 0, 60 divided by 5 is 12, and the answer is 12 meters per, hold on, it's asking for the time, so that will be in seconds, because this is in seconds. So that's the answer for that one. A car is traveling at 80 kilometers. How far will it travel in 1 hour? Well, it tells you right here, 80 kilometers per hour, so this will be 80. In 1 hour, we travel 80. In 30 minutes is half of 1 hour, so half of 80, so that's 40. 15 minutes is I'll just put it here, half. 15 minutes is a quarter of an hour. So in 1 hour you do 80, a quarter of an hour is 80 divided by 4, and that's 20. 45 minutes, so we know that 15 minutes is 15 minutes 20. 45 minutes is that's just 3 times 15 minutes. So 3 lots of 15 minutes. So 3, then we times it here by 3, we get 60 kilometers. 2.5 hours. So we know that 1 hour we travel 80 kilometers. 2 hours we travel 160 because we double it, right? And half an hour we travel 40 kilometers. So if you want 2.5, you're going to add this and this. 2.5, you add 2.5, and then you add the kilometers. So 2.5 should be 160 plus 40, and that'll give you 200 kilometers. And there's that answer for that one. Quick questions. Okay, so to turn this into this, we got to change from 3 3/4 into improper fraction. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 plus 3 is 15. 15 on 4. Okay. Now we want to change that into something over 8. See, it says something over 8 here. So 4 to 8, we times it by 2. 15, we times it by 2, we get 30. So it'll be 30 over 8. The answer is, for the box, is 30. Okay, now this second one is 3/5 times 4. 4 is a whole number, so really it's 3/5 times 4 over 1. All the whole numbers must be over 1. So now you get 12 over 5. Leave the answer like that, that's fine. Alright, next one. This is 5 times 4, that's 20. Plus with 0.2 times 60. Okay. 0.2 times 60. Let's work this one out. I don't like 0.2, so I want to turn it into a whole number. So we're going to move decimal place to the right one time. So this will be 2. 2 times 60. Okay, these are all whole numbers. This one doesn't need to change anything. Just leave it as 60. 2 times 60 is 120. Now, because we moved the decimal place from here to here, we move it one time to the right. Then we're going to move it one time back to the left. So now it's going to jump over here, and the answer is 12. So the answer is 12 for this. Alright, so when you add these two together, 20 plus 12 will give you 32. Next question. Alright, if you want a minus fraction, you must make the bottom the same. So you can. This one should be easy. You should be able to know how to do this. Question 5. Question 5, what you're going to do is you're going to take 7.261, take away 3.169, work it out. Alright, next one. Next page. Okay, that's easy. Don't need to. 8 squared is 8 times 8. Okay, it's not 8 times 2. Okay, and then you do that first, and then you add 6. Next one is 6 meters, so 6 and 25 centimeters, so 6.25 meters. Take away 4.86 meters, and get the answer in meters. Something point something meters. Okay. Question 8. 8,500 bricks at 240,000. Okay. So let me see. So 1,000 bricks is equal to $240. Now the question is 8,500. How much money? Well, from here to here we times it by 8.5. So that means times it by 8.5 over here and get the answer. Next one expressed as a decimal. So 3 over 5. Oh, so 3 over 50, sorry. Turn into a decimal, let's change the bottom number to 100. So from 50 to 100, we times it by 2. Times it by 2, you get 6. So it'll be 6 over 100, which is 0.06. The cash price of a stereo unit is $890. The higher purchase price of the same unit is $84.50 per month for 12 months. How much would a cash buyer save? So if a cash buyer, so what's happening here is, I'll rub this out. So you could buy, there's two ways to buy this stereo, okay? Option A, you could buy it for $890. Or option B, you can buy it for $84.50 per month for 12 months. So you got to multiply by 12. So you got to pay it in 12 months, so in a year's time. But you pay $84.50. So work that out. And then, so work out this number here. This number is going to be bigger than this number. So you take that number, take away 890, and you get how much money you will save. Question number 11. A plane flying north turned anti-clockwise 90 degrees. So let's look at that. Never eat soggy wheat. North and turns 90 degrees anti-clockwise. So anti-clockwise is this way. So it turns 90 degrees. So now it is here. It is 90 degrees. So it is facing west. Alright, another speed and distance and time question. You're asking for the time, okay? So what we're going to do is draw a triangle. Speed times time. Time. Remember, time is equal to distance divided by speed. Work it out. How many thousands? These are the 1,000. Okay, so there's 9. Number of days in the year 2001. So you take 2001 divided by 4. Does it have any remainders? Yes, it does. It has a remainder of 1. So if it has no remainder, no remainder, so that means that it's a leap year. Because leap years happen every 4 years. That's what we divide by 4. If it has no remainder, it's a leap year, which means it has 366 days. If it has remainder, it means it's a normal year, which means it has 365 days. So because this one has remainder, it's 365 days. Question 15, increase 60 kilogram by 25%. So 25% is 1/4. So we're going to increase 60 by 1/4. Well, let's find out what 1/4 of 60 is. So 1/4 of 60 equals to 1/4 times 60, which gives us 15. So we do 60 plus 15, and that gives us 75 kilograms. Question number 16. You have a triangle with two angles the same. Actually, actually, here we have 60 and 60. What's the last angle? Must be 60 as well, because 60 plus the last angle 60 makes 180. If all the angles are 60, this must be an equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle. Express 0.95 as a percentage. Well, this will be 95 over 100. Now simplify that. You can do that by yourself. Divide top and bottom by 5. Next one, you have cost of 17 liters of petrol at 43 cents per liter. So let me see. 1 liter is going to cost you 43 cents. The question is, how much would 17 liters cost? Well, from 1 to 17, we times it by 17, so we times this one by 17. Okay, so leave your answer in cents, or you could change it to dollars, that's fine. Work it out the answer and leave it in dollars or cents, up to you. Next one is we have how many days from the 26th of March to the 19th of June. Okay, let me just rub this out. So May, so May 26, how many days? 26, 27, how many days in May? 30 days have September, June, and November. 30 days have September, April. So there should be 31 days in May. So that means that there are 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 in May. May, and then June. June goes from 1 all the way to 19. From 1 to 19, there should be 19 days. There's 19 days right there. Plus with all of this. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 19 plus 5 is 24. Inclusive. And that's mean inclusive. Inclusive just means that we include the 26 and the 19 as well. Okay. So there should be 24. Alright, next one. A dealer purchased a painting for $250 and shortly after was forced to sell it for $200. Okay, find his profit or percentage loss. So that means it costed this dealer what cost $250, and when he sells it, he gets $200. So what's $250? So to find the profit, we get the sale price, take away the cost price. Sale price is 200, take away the 250, and that gives you a negative 50. Because it's a negative number, we have a loss. We made a loss. So that means you lose $50. But they want it in terms of percentage. So $50, we compare it to how much it cost, which is the 250. So we compare $50 over 250, and that means it's 1 over 5, which is 20%. 20% we lost. Alright, multiple choice. 4 students, each given a block of ice. They had to measure and record the weight every 10 minutes as their blocks melt. Which results are the only ones which could have been recorded correctly? Alright, so you look at when a block of ice melts, the weight should be getting less and less. So this one is 9.2, and then 6.02, then it jumps back up again. That doesn't make sense. when the weight of ice melts, it should be less and less. So it should only go down, not back up. This is 7.3. Okay, 0.03. The score's gone down, but then jump back up again. So that's no good. So it can't be B or A. Hey, just can you give me like 2 minutes? Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So next one would be, okay, so 12.7, then 12.39, so it's going down. Then it goes down again, then it goes down again. So that's good. This is, the answer should be C. Okay. All right, next one. The rectangle diagram is 16 long and 16 long and 6 wide, so that's 16 and that's 6. The area of the shaded portion is, okay, you can see that each, let's look at this rectangle here. The area, the shaded bit is half of the rectangle, right? And then also on this side, this shaded bit is also half of that rectangle. So together, the shaded region is half of the whole area. The whole area is 6 times 16, which gives us 96. And then because it's half, we do 96 divided by 2, and that gives us 48. So the answer should be 48. Question 9. All the diagonals of a pentagon are drawn, so let's draw a pentagon. So let's draw all the diagonals. Whoops, that one's already there, so maybe this one here. Okay. How many diagonals are there? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So diagonals equals to 5. Sides equals to 5. Let me see. It says what fraction of the total number of sides of diagonal is the number of diagonals. So the number of sides and diagonal, that's 5 plus 5 equals to 10. And number of diagonals, that's 5. So what fraction is a half? Alright. Let me see. This next one. Actually, the rest you can probably do by yourself. So give that a try.